Hello everyone, this is Saurabh Maurya and most welcome you all in Lingualit Capital. Dear friends, this is part 3 of Introduction to Morphology, and in this lecture we will discuss the morphology in some more details. So before going to start the lecture, I would like to suggest you all that if you haven't watched the previous two lectures, that is part 1 Introduction to Morphology and part 2 Introduction to Morphology, I have mentioned the link of those lectures in my description box. Kindly go through the link, watch those videos. I hope those videos will really help you much. So till now, as we know that we have discussed the morphology in terms of the some basic terms of morphology, some basic thoughts and ideas about the morphology. What is the content words, function words, what are the affixes, I mean prefixes, suffixes, and what are the infixes, what are the circumfixes, and some more. So in this lecture we will discuss and start from the root. As we all know that root is the central part of the words, a definition which is given by the Pani. Here we will talk about two perspectives of the root. The first perspective which was given by the Panini, and another which was given by the modern linguist. According to Panini, a root is the central part of the words. Central part of the words, and according to Parning, when the morphemes are added to the root, it changes the meaning of the grammatical it changes the meaning and shows the grammatical category. The grammatical category can be anything else, either that grammatical category may be the tense or aspects or singular or plural or gender, number, person, something like that. Okay. Next, we have another definitions of root, which was defined by the modern linguist, that the root is the form around which the circumfix attaches. What is circumfix? We have a term circumfix. Already we have studied in my previous lecture what is circumfix. When do I talk about circumfix? Circumfix means morphemes that are attached to a base morpheme both initially and finally. Especially circumfix languages are rare. Circumfix languages are rare means circumfix languages cannot be found, this term cannot be found and apply in all the languages. This is especially used in the Muskogean language, which is spoken in Oklahoma. So the language, the circumfix is used in the language Muskogean, which is the language and spoken in Oklahoma, Lahoma. So according to modern linguists, the definition of root is that the root is the form around which the circumfix is attached. Okay. So next we have the term stem. What is stem? This is the simple term. Here you can see that Panini's definition was much more accurate. And when do I talk about the grammar of the Panini? So in the Panini's grammar, you will not found the English word root. You will found the word prakriti. Prakriti, and also you will not found the word stem, which is used in English. is you will found n-gum, n-gum. Okay. So what is stem? Stem means a form to which an affix is added is called a stem. Stem means what? If we have an example like suppose that we take an example like able or believe. Okay, so here we can say that from able we can also make attach a suffix ity which will be ability, and in place of adding the suffixes we can also attach un, which is a prefix which means unable. In same way here in believe in the sense we can also attach the prefix unbelieve, unbelievable, here we can attach the suffix able which will be the believable, and when we attach one more prefix then this will be your un, which is known to be the prefix. Okay, we had discussed a term which was the infix. So we just have a little bit discussion about the infixes. Actually, what are the infixes? Infixes when a morpheme is added or we can say inserted to the other morpheme, then this is known to be the infixes. Infixes are especially spoken in the Philippines. Means infixes, there is a language which is known to be the Bontoc. Infixes especially used in the language Bontoc which is spoken in Philippines. So must remember this point. Actually some questions have been asked from these points, especially in GATE exams. So don't forget to remember these points. Okay. So next we have a discussion on next we are talking about the stem. When do I talk about stem? We have another definition of stem which was given by the Panini. So according to Panini, a definition of stem is that Panini had defined the stem in his Sutra 1413. According to Panini, a form, yeah, we can also say a form to which an affix is added is called the ungum or the affixes. I mean, there is no much more differences between the modern language definition and the ancient linguist, which is the father of the grammar and who is known as the Panini. Okay. So next we have another term which is known to be the base. What is base? So one more thing about here about the one more thing is here about the stem, that when we attach any of the affixes or prefixes then we count the morpheme. So here we can say that when a new affixes are added to a root word then a new meaning is created. Okay, so here as we can see that we have another term that is base. When do we talk about what is base? Base means it when the definition of stem defines that when anything is attached in its root form. When here we can see about base. What is base? According to some linguists, when there is the use of the word base, that means only knot or stem to which an affix is attached. Okay, it means that any root or stem where affixes are attached, then this is known to be the base form. Next, we have the term bound roots. What is bound roots? When do I talk about the bound roots? Bound roots do not occur in isolation and they acquire meaning only in combination with each other with other morphemes. Like if you take an example, just like we can say conceive, receive, receive, perceive. So here we can find out that we have a suffix which is known to be the IVER, sorry, CEIVE. Okay. Another example we can take if we have the permit, we have the commit, also we have the example admit. So as the suffix position, here we can find out MIT. So what is the bound root? Bound roots do not occur in isolation and they acquire meaning only in combination with the other meaning, other morphemes. Okay, these are not stated as a single. When it combines, it means that they only acquire the meaning only when they combination with each of the morphemes. Next, we have another example which is the rules of the word formation. When do we talk about the rules of the word formation? As we know that we have two kind of the knowledge. Here is a person, suppose that here is a person, and in his mental lexicon he has a two kind of the knowledge. The first knowledge, which is the knowledge of language, knowledge of the individual language or morpheme in a simplicity. In a simplicity means they know about their pronunciation, about their meaning and about their knowledge of the rules. But when do we talk about the second knowledge? The second knowledge means then that they have the complex structure of the words or the sentence and other utterances. Okay. So here when do we talk about the rules of the word formation, then we can take an example here, like if we say adjective. Adjective in the sense when there is a adjective and we attach something like ify, then this becomes the verb. Like if you take example ugly and we attach ify, then this will be the ugly fine. Okay. Next we have verb plus cation. Verb plus cation means when there is any verb and we attach the cation, then this becomes the noun. Okay. Next we have the term derivational morphology. With the name derivational morphology, we can find out here that something which is a derived form of a word. A derivational morpheme only happens in the open clause of the word. Don't forget to remember this point, that a derivational morphology only occurs in the open clause of the words. When an affix is added to a base, a new word with a new meaning derived. Like if we take any example, pure. If we attach ify in pure, then this will be purify. Okay, purify And if we attach the Ation, then this will be the purification, which means the process of making it pure. Okay, so the form that results from the addition of a derivational morpheme is called the derived word. Next, we have a term inflectional morphology. When do I talk about inflectional morphology? In many languages, including English, have the bound morpheme that have a strictly grammatical function that works the properties of the tenses, number, person, and so on. And such bound morphemes are called inflectional morpheme. Okay. Suppose that I will write an example like I shall the ocean blue, and he sells the ocean blue. So we can find out here that here is the subject verb agreement. Okay. Next, and the last, which is known to be the case morphology. Here in inflectional morphology, we can find out that in the second sentence here the cells, this is the third person, third person agreement marker, and it tells and signifies that the subject of the verb is the third person and the singular, and the verb in the present is in present tense. So in a simple language we can say that inflectional morphemes represent relationship between the different part of a sentence. Next we have the last point, which is known to be the case morphology. When do I talk about case morphology? Case morphology means the grammatical relation of a noun in a sentence is called the case of a noun, and when a case is marked by the inflectional morphemes, the process is referred to as the case morphology. Okay. One more important point is that Russian has a rich case morphology, where English case morphology is limited, and to the one possessive, which is known to be the single s. Like if there is a pen of the Ram, then we can say the Ram's pen. We have in English only the single possessive case marker, while in other languages they have the different case markers. So this was all about the introduction to morphology part 3, and we will have one more part of this lecture. So kindly wait for the lectures, and don't forget to watch, subscribe and share the video. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much.